All right, let's connect the dots on a story that I think you'll agree is pretty wild. It starts with something small, a simple gadget, but it ends with a massive question about our jobs, our economy, and maybe even our entire future. We're talking about AI and its journey from a handy tool to, well, something else entirely. Let's dive in. So, it all kind of kicked off with this one simple thought. You know that moment when you're messing around with something new, in this case, some DJ decks, and it just hits you? Wait a second, a computer could do this so easily. That little aha moment, that's the key to this whole story. Because here's the thing, that realization doesn't just apply to hobbies. It scales up massively to every single desk, every office, every industry you can think of. And that brings us to our first big chapter, the automation of everything. And believe me, it's coming on faster than a lot of people are ready for. Just let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about those old factory robots from the 80s doing one repetitive task. We're talking about cognitive labor, the thinking, the planning, the creative work that you and I do on a computer every day. All of it is now on the table. So what does that even mean for the idea of a job? Well, it looks like it's going to split right down the middle. On one hand, you've got the work you do just to pay the bills, the tedious stuff. That's probably going away. On the other hand, there's the work you actually love, the stuff you're passionate about. You might still get to do it, but you might not get paid for it. Your career could literally become just a hobby. And this isn't some far-off abstract idea. Look at this list. We're talking about junior programmers, accountants, people who do your taxes, web designers. These aren't just any jobs. For years, these have been the stable, safe, white-collar careers that people built their lives on. And they are right on the front lines right now. And just when you've wrapped your head around all that, the next wave is already building. Because it's not just about desk jobs anymore. Major companies are in an all-out race to build humanoid robots. We're not talking decades from now. We're talking a few years. Which means physical labor is about to go through the exact same massive shakeup. Okay, so this incredible push to automate everything, both in our heads and with our hands, it's not just happening for fun. There is a gigantic economic force driving all of this. And that brings us to Chapter 2, the economics of free labor. Why are these companies pouring billions and billions of dollars into this? What is the prize they're all chasing? I mean, you've seen the headlines, right? AI stocks are just going to the moon. A lot of people are screaming bubble, but what if it's not? What if the people investing all that money see something on the horizon that the rest of us are just starting to notice? The answer comes down to this one powerful idea: free labor. Just think about it. A workforce that works 24/7, never gets tired, and can be copied a million times over for basically nothing. That's the end game here. It's the ability to perform pretty much any task a human can do at almost zero cost. And the sheer scale of this it's hard to even comprehend. The total value of all the work humans do on this planet is measured in the trillions of dollars. Trillions. That's the market these AI companies are going after. This isn't just a new product. It's the biggest economic prize in human history. So when you look at it that way, those crazy stock prices start to make a different kind of sense. They're not about what a company is earning today. They're a bet. A down payment on owning a piece of that trillion-dollar future. For investors, the fear isn't about losing some money. It's about missing out on, well, everything. Now, if a handful of companies are about to capture all that economic value, it creates a huge problem for society. I mean, what happens to everybody else? And that leads us to Chapter 3, a world without work, and the big search for what comes next. It's a pretty stark question, isn't it? But you have to ask it. If millions and millions of people lose their jobs, not because of a temporary recession, but permanently, how do you keep society from just fraying at the seams? For governments, this becomes job number one: how to maintain stability. And the solution you hear talked about most is Universal Basic Income, or UBI. The logic is actually pretty simple. Step 1, the AI companies that own all this free labor make unimaginable profits. Step 2, the government comes in and taxes a big chunk of those profits. And step 3, they just hand that money back out to everyone, creating a basic financial floor for every single citizen. But here's where the story takes a really sharp turn. Because even if we solve the whole job and money problem, that's actually just the opening act. Now we get to the main event, a challenge that is so much bigger.
And honestly, so much scarier. We're talking about the superintelligence dilemma.
And we need to be really, really clear about something. The AI we have today is a tool. It's helpful, it's useful, and for the most part, we control it. But that is not what the top AI labs in the world are trying to build. They are in a race to create a true superintelligence, an AI that isn't just a little smarter than us, but is more intelligent than all of humanity combined. And here it is, the simple, terrifying heart of the problem. The very people building these systems, the smartest minds in the field, are admitting openly that they have no idea how to control something that is vastly more intelligent than they are. We are building something we don't know how to steer. And why can't we keep up? Because the whole process is starting to feed on itself. We are already using AI to design the next, more powerful generation of AI. It's a feedback loop. A new breakthrough that used to take years might soon take months, then weeks, then maybe even days. We are right at the very beginning of an intelligence explosion. So, after all that, where are we? This brings us to the final and most important question of all. What happens next? We've followed this path from a simple economic disruption to something, well, something that feels a lot more existential. And it might be coming a lot sooner than we think. This timeline really puts it all into perspective. Right now, today, we're in the first phase, automating cognitive labor. The experts are saying that within about 5 years, we'll be deep into automating physical labor too. And after that, the timeline gets a little blurry, but the biggest challenge on the horizon becomes that uncontrollable superintelligence, an actual existential threat. And really, it all boils down to this one simple, impossible question. Think about it. An ant can't predict what a human is going to do. We can't really predict what a superintelligence will do. We're on the verge of creating something that operates on a level that we literally can't comprehend. And it just leaves you wondering, what happens the moment it wakes up?